So in a new video, Matt Walsh just called out a lot of popular creators like The Quartering, like Sydney Watson, like Tim Pool, for being too soft and sitting on the fence too much, because he understands, and a lot of other people on this side, I'm not even going to say a conservative side, I'm going to say on the side of common sense, understand that the other side is playing dirty, and to actually win in this war, because it is a war, it's a culture war for sure, in this war, you have to play dirty back, or we're just going to continue to get dominated. Because look at everything, dude. Everything is run by the side that isn't the common sense side. Everything is run by the left now. Like, all of the media is run by the left. Even Twitter, which Elon Musk claims he's changing, he's not changing anything, dude. It's the same exact thing. If you've been following the Eliza Blue situation, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Brittany Venti is still suspended on Twitter, and nothing has changed. All of the media is run by the left, and that's because they have been playing dirty this whole time. They've been going after kids, like Matt Walsh says. They've been playing dirty, while the other side, the common sense side, is trying to take the high ground over and over again. They're trying to fence sit. They're trying to not be too hyperbolic. They're trying to not be too divisive. But the other side doesn't care about any of that. It's kind of like the United States versus China. Like, the United States is trying to put trans people in their military, trying to lower the military standards so that women can get in, and people who aren't supposed to be in the military can get in and go fight wars and stuff. China's just out there trying to create the biggest army and the best army that they possibly can to take over the world. They don't care. It's the same thing with the left versus the common sense people. I hate calling them conservatives, because Quartering's going to be like, I'm not a conservative, and all the Quartering fans are going to be like, we're not conservative, we just follow the Quartering, he's not conservative either. I don't care what you call it. You're against the left, so therefore you're on the side of common sense. That's what I'm going to call it for this video. But anyway, The Quartering took offense to Matt Walsh's video, and Tim Pool didn't really care, but Matt Walsh kind of called out Tim Pool, Sydney Watson, The Quartering, a lot of other people who are just fence sitters who claim to be fighting for the common sense side, but they're just not willing to play dirty like Matt Walsh is. So here's what The Quartering had to say to Matt Walsh's video, calling out The Quartering and the others. Matt Walsh has his approach, others have theirs. We have similar goals but disagree on the approach. Our efforts can coexist. I am speaking to the 99% of people who are not lunatics. I don't think people who are winnable respond well to rigid language. That said, same team. I actually kind of agree with that last part of it. I don't think that he's talking to 99% of people here, because I think a lot of people have come to the conclusion that it's just time to play dirty. There's no way that you can convince these people to leave the religion that they have formed, the woke religion. There's just no way you can convince them, dude. Like, no matter what kind of facts you give them, no matter what kind of logic you present them, they're just going to continue down the path of wokeness. Like, that's just how it is. Just look at the stuff with the jab. The entire time they're like, trust the science, the science says this. And then the science flips and they still don't care. They're still pushing the same thing. They're still trying to force people to get that thing. No matter what kind of facts or logic you present them, they're not flipping, dude. Because it's never been about actually making change in the world. It's always been more about the solution than the actual fixing of a problem. If you understand what I'm saying, like, they don't care about actually fixing the homeless problem. They just care about the particular solutions that are given to fix the homeless problems, so they only care about the solution. They don't actually care about solving a problem. They just care about whatever solution their team represents has to be the right one, has to be the one that wins. And The Quartering doesn't agree with playing dirty like Matt Walsh does. This guy responds to him and says, same team, but only one of you is doing / admitting what it takes to win. Spoiler, it's Matt. And The Quartering responds to that and says, people saying being an insufferable asshole is somehow the only way to win are basing this on literally 0 wins. They are 100% convinced being kind has failed them, but there's no evidence being the hardcore dickwad is effective either. I guess kind of true. I mean, I think it's much more effective. Obviously, you see that from the left, who has no problem calling the right and the common sense side Yahtzees and bigots and all the other istophobes, and they have taken over media. So I think it's somewhat working, And then here is what Matt Walsh said in response to that. And by the way, I'm very surprised that The Quartering hasn't deleted these tweets yet, because he's very known for tweeting things like this and then immediately deleting it afterwards. So props to him. Maybe he's making some progress on his flawed being of a human, because that's what people always say whenever I criticize him. Oh, he admits that he's flawed. Yeah, I don't really care if you admit that you're flawed. How about you just acknowledge the flaws and then fix them? So maybe he's making progress. Maybe he's actually stopping his tweeting and deleting problem. We'll see. Matt Walsh responds to The Quartering and says, so you'll describe me as an insufferable a-hole, but whine when I use harsh language against trans activists. Also, if you think I have literally 0 wins on this issue, you just really haven't been paying attention at all. Amazingly obvious claim. And yeah, I agree. Matt Walsh definitely has a lot of big wins with the, what is a woman doc. That was definitely a big one. It a lot of people who were kind of in the middle definitely took them over to Matt Walsh's side, but all the people who are on the opposite side from Matt Walsh are immovable. They're just not. They're not movable. So there's no point in trying to be nice. There's no point in playing fair. You just got to play dirty. For an insufferable asshole, you seem really sensitive, says the quartering. Nice one, dude. Good troll. And then he responds to this again and says, Matt, you seem really sensitive about this. You've been tweeting endlessly about it, made a video about it, and now here you are again. If I had to guess, the light criticism from people who usually align with you must be really eating at you. It must ring true to you. No, I don't think that it's really eating at Matt too much. I think a lot of people are on his side. Honestly, I think most of the right are on Matt Walsh's side with this one. They're not siding with the quartering because I think people are starting to realize that the quartering is not that much different from Tim Pool, dude. I think he has even less of a backbone than Tim Pool, and that's why he seems like a nicer guy. And I'm not trying to personally attack the quartering. That's just my true feelings on it. It doesn't seem like he has much of a backbone. It seems like he kind of just sits on the fence in every video that he makes, and he refuses to just grow a pair and have a stance on something. But here's what Matt Walsh said in response to that quartering tweet. I think this is an important conversation. You tweeted for weeks and made multiple videos about your beef with Tim Pool. We have different ideas about what's important. I'm also confused about how insufferable a-hole is light criticism, yet what I said about Mulvaney was too mean. Matt, you've done great things and I will continue to do so. And will continue to do so. You and I just differ on approach. Both are required. I actually think being an insufferable a-hole is pretty light, at least where I'm from. Best of luck. Then the quartering also says this. Some folks take Twitter way too damn seriously. Out here pooping and pissing themselves over Twitter banter. Relax, it's a shitposting app. Always was and always is. I don't know why you would think I treat it any differently than you. So he's trying to backtrack already. What's on your minds for videos today? He's trying to backtrack, dude. There's no doubt about it. He's trying to say, the whole time I was just trolling, guys. I didn't actually mean it. I didn't mean to go at Matt Walsh, because I lost pretty hard. I got ratioed in a couple of my tweets. So, it was just a troll, guys. It was all one big troll. And this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about with the quartering, the backtracking, the deleting tweets, the making statements and then not standing on them. Like, dude, if you're going to make statements, especially about other people, you have to be willing to stand on them. You can't just tweet them and say them out of emotion and then backtrack later, act like it was just a troll. It's a shit posting app. Like, you can't hide behind this kind of thing. And like, I enjoy the quartering's content. Like, I enjoy watching his videos. I think they're good, but I just think Matt Walsh is 100% in the right here, dude. Like, we got to stop trying to play fair. We got to stop trying to take the high road on these types of issues, man. It's just, the time for that is over. This is actually an all-out culture war. And like I gave the analogy earlier, this is like the United States versus China. Like, China is not worried about playing fair or taking the high road. They're just going to win at all costs. And that's what the left has been doing for a long time. And it's time that everybody else, steps up to the plate and does the same thing. That's all I'm trying to say. And I think that people like the quartering who are pushing this very soy boyish narrative, like, I'll be real, it's a very soy boyish narrative. It's going to be a problem. It's going to cause more problems than the Matt Walsh way of thinking. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the whole situation. What do you think about Matt Walsh versus the quartering / Tim Pool? Let me know what you think. Who do you think won? Do you think Matt Walsh is right, or do you think the quartering is right? I think Matt Walsh is right, but I'm willing to listen to everybody else's opinions in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I hope to see you on the next one.